Welcome back. Today we're going to talk to you about 7 weeks in a truck camper. That's living full-time in a truck camper. Yeah, we're crazy.
In this one right here, we're going to give you the pros and cons this time, guys. Pros and cons of 7 weeks full-time.
Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And we are
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
We're full-time RVers. We do destination videos, tips and tricks, and all things RV. If that sounds like something you'd like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and come along on our journeys.
First, we're going to talk about why we downsized from a fifth wheel. We had a 2020 Grand Design Momentum, 397 TH for toy hauler. We loved the Momentum. I loved it. We moved back from Japan, got that, and I thought I needed all of that space. And it was very nice having that space. It was very comfortable, but
it was too big. Well, not really too big. It was very comfortable, and we really loved it for the almost 3 years that we had it and that we lived in it. But we decided that we wanted to change it up quite a bit, I guess, since we went to this guy here. But we wanted to get smaller so we could get out farther and we can get into smaller spaces. You know, you guys know there's a lot of parks out there. 35 feet seems to be the max for a lot of places. So we are well under that now, so we don't have any issues pulling off to the side of the road or mooch docking or whatever the case is now.
And another thing, we want to go to Alaska, and we didn't want to take a 43-foot fifth wheel up to Alaska. Just the wear and tear, and just to be able to pull off the side of the road anywhere, like he was saying, that'll be very convenient for us then. And we'd even like to go to Mexico, and we certainly don't want to take this big thing down there.
not the Momentum. We didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
this thing we could definitely go in.
Yes.
Also, one other thing is the fuel economy. We're getting about a little over 12 miles to the gallon, 12 and a half on this guy now. Before, we were down in about 9, somewhere between 9 and 10 normally when we were pulling the Momentum. So that's another plus of going smaller.
So first we'll start off with some of the things that we hate about it already. 7 weeks in, this has been a huge adjustment. There have been tears, there have been fights, there have been celebrations. So let's start off, I guess, since I'm talking with what I hate the most. That would be the kitchen. Now, it does have a nice little kitchen for a truck camper. It has, as you'll see, the sink, the little cooktop area, and the problem is when I'm doing dishes, if I have a large amount of dishes to do, the sink is smaller, but I like to, I guess, spread out to do the dishes, be able to wash those big pots and pans in there, and it's just so tiny. Also cooking, we do have a 3-burner cooktop, so that's nice, but being able to, so I have to put the cutting board over the sink to be able to chop anything up, and then I'm not able to wash as I go that way because the cutting board's taking over that washing space, and then the stovetop, you just don't have a lot of room to do other things, to plate up your food and everything. So that is, compared to the Momentum with the giant island and everything, that is more of a hassle.
As you can tell, guys, we're probably going to have trailers and stuff going by. We are sitting in the desert in Quartzsite right now, so sorry about the some of the towing noise that's going around, but I guess that's to be expected when you're out here camping with, I don't know, a couple 100,000 of your closest friends. So my number one dislike of the new truck camper would definitely be the black tank flush system that we have here. First of all, the door's locked. I'm not sure why you wouldn't want anybody stealing your black water, but apparently we don't want anybody to steal our black or dump our black for us either. So that's strange already. But when you open the door, the outlet for the black tank is right there at the same level where the door closes. You don't have any room for anything else in there. Also, the way that it opens, I have to open it upward so it goes through the opening in that little enclosure that's there, which is really strange. So I have to put the Y on it in order to bring it out far enough that it won't drain back into the box when I disassemble it. So not a big fan of that, but what it does is it allows me to close it, and then I'll spray water in the top of that Y valve and let it drain all of whatever is left on the outside from my blade valve to the outside, and then we go from there. So it is definitely doable. It's just not the best setup, and I will probably look to replumb that here in the very short future, very near future, I guess.
And the next thing that we don't like goes with the black tank. It's the toilet. Now, this model is pretty much the only one that I know, the Host truck camper, has the toilet like up on a throne. And I'm short, y'all. I want to say 5'4", and that's if I'm on my tippy toes, I guess, but I've shrank a little bit. But my legs dangle. There's no thanks to Matt for the term, prime pooping position. You just it's a struggle. It's not as bad for me, I think, because there's that little step and I can use that whenever I'm going potty, but it's just not ideal.
Yeah, not to get into a TMI scenario, but if I'm in there, I will put we have a one-step thing. I'll put that down on the floor to put my feet on. Otherwise, when I'm sitting there, I feel like I want to go forward and fall off the throne. So that's my technique to fix that, but I try and use other places as much as I can to go to the restroom anyway, especially since we're out boondocking, but it doesn't always work, but it works in here, but just not the greatest.
The next thing, and this is pretty much all RVs, is making the bed. But in the Momentum, it was nice because we could walk around the bed. We could go on 3 sides of the bed, so it's easier to make. And he usually did that because when we first got the Momentum, I was 106 pounds larger, so it was a lot harder for me to make the bed, struggle with the mattress and everything. Now we have to climb up to the bed, and it's a wrestling match the whole time, and so making the bed definitely is a struggle. And to go along with that, getting in and out of the bed, I sleep on the side by the mirrors, and I have to go to the bathroom a few times a night, so I have to crawl over the dogs, crawl over him. One of the dogs always ends up yelping because I'll not see one of their legs or whatever, and so climbing in and out of the bed on this model has been frustrating.
Yeah, we have the Cascade, and it only has one path, I guess, up to the bed. If you get to a couple of the other models that they make that we were looking at before, they have 2 ways to get to the bed. One way would go through the bathroom, and the other way goes through the kitchen area. This one doesn't have that because the kitchen is set up a little differently and the bathroom's on the other end, so that makes it only one way in and out of the bed. A little disclaimer on this one, guys: if we had the correct size sheets, it may be a little better, but probably not too much. We currently still have king size sheets because that's what we've had for years and years, is king size bed, and the bed in this is only queen, so we're making it a little harder on ourselves, but it still is a bit of a pain.
And the next thing is, it rocks.
It does rock.
Not in a good way.
Well, it rocks in a good way too. I mean, just look at it, guys. Look how cool it is back there. So, if you can see behind us on the camper itself, the jacks are the little things on the corners there, and they're much taller we'll say, on these than they are on fifth wheels or travel trailers. So what happens is you have to get it up high enough to get it in and out of your truck. So they put them on bigger, longer stilts. I want to say they probably come out of there about 45, 48 inches. And what happens is once you get it off the truck, we'll lower it down pretty far, kind of like it is now. But if we don't have anything under it, it's got small feet instead of the big, nice big pads. But it's got small feet and small spindles on the jacks themselves. So when you're in there, boy, you can really tell it rocks. So it's rocking around real well. So to combat that a little bit, there's several things you can do. But when we take it off like we have now, we use the Valterra stabilizers. We love these things. And we bought 2 to start with and put them on there, and we still had a little movement in there, so I went ahead and bought 2 more, and we just stick them underneath right on the area that sits in the truck bed. 2 in the front and 2 on each, or 1 on each side, or sorry, 1 in front, 1 in back, and 1 on each side, and everything is perfectly solid at that point.
Yeah, it's really not a big deal. None of these things are actually, and I'm starting to like the tiny kitchen. It is faster to clean. This whole thing is, and I didn't put that on the list, but we're going to go into the list of things that we love.
Next.
Yes.
All right. The first thing for me is what we call the morgue. It's a big slide out tray just to the left of the back door that comes all the way out. About, I would say, 7 or 8 feet. We did have to modify that recently because we are in the middle of a solar install. Video coming on that soon too. But man, this thing is awesome. It's about 32-inch, I guess, wide tray. About probably 6.5 or 7 feet long now because I modified it. And it slides all the way out. You can fill all your stuff in there that you need, and it slides right back in. And we can go maybe close to 2 feet high on that. So that is awesome, especially for such a small camper. This small truck camper, man, that's a lot of storage.
Yes. The next thing on the list is just the freedom and ease of travel. We can go anywhere our truck can go. And so we have lot docked, we've stayed mooch docked in somebody's driveway, and we can pay less for campground spots, I think, with a smaller spot in some cases.
Yep.
And we can just pull over on the side of the road and anywhere where we can tip out our slides.
Yep, we've gone into real tight gas stations we would have never done in the Momentum. We've mooch docked down a tight little driveway and plugged into 110 power only, had no problems. Yeah, we've really liked the little bit of freedom we've got already, and can't wait to see what this solar is going to do for us as well. Once we get that installed, we'll be able to even go farther out and stay longer, hopefully.
Travel days are much nicer too. We can pull off, instead of having to find a truck stop, we can pull off at any place we want to eat. We can, we wouldn't go through a drive-through because of the height clearance, but we can fit into any parking lot and go inside and eat. And travel days are just so much nice. Oh, we don't have to take special routes except for the clearance. We do have to watch the clearance, but we're not concerned with the length anymore for our routes.
Yeah, and we are a lot shorter, guys. In the Momentum, we were about 13.6. Here, we're only 12.4, so we gained over a foot of height. We're shorter, which is a good thing for bridges.
And then the next thing on the list,
for me, is the skylight. I love that skylight. You can, when you get in bed, you can open it up and you can look through there at the stars. It is a little far down from where our heads are when we're laying in bed. So if we really want to look straight up out the skylight, we have to scoot down towards the foot of the bed more. But that's one thing I like, is being able to look out of it at night. The other thing I like is I put my Starlink on the roof normally, and I don't even have to go outside to do that anymore. I'll just get up on the bed, open that skylight, stand up there, put all the Starlink components out there, hook it up, come back in and run the cable around, and I'm done. That's Starlink is good and on the roof, secured where nobody can get it.
There's a running joke about the Starlink in the host community, and that is with the skylight open at night, your toes can look at the stars.
That's right.
So if we're laying down in bed where our head is, we cannot see the stars through the skylight. We have to turn around. But again, no big deal, and it's very nice to be able to see out there.
Yep.
The next thing on the list is the shower. I was thinking with a truck camper that we were going to have a wet bath. That's where you have your shower and your toilet and bathroom sink in the same area, so that when you shower, you're basically on your toilet. The whole little bathroom area is getting wet. That was a no-no for me. I did not want to have to do that. For some people it works fine, but for me, just the thought of having to dry everything off, and I am so thankful that we have the dry bath. And our shower is a very nice size. I think it's about the same size as the shower in the Momentum. We do not like the rolling shower curtain. It's kind of smelly, but we are going to be replacing that soon.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of that. Plus, the first shower I took in there, I noticed when I did open the shower curtain, I had just so much more room. In the Momentum, the door would only open about halfway because it was solid glass. So it only opened, you know, it still took up about half of the shower pan. Well, this thing, even with the curtain that we don't like, it at least slides all the way open. So I have the whole 4-foot shower pan to move to dry. So I'm not banging my elbows on anything like, or you know, knocking the water back on or anything crazy like that. I just have enough room to dry off and then step out of the shower. That to me was awesome.
Yes.
Especially for such a small camper, to have so much room, probably better than what we had in the Momentum, I think.
And the next thing that we love, last thing on the list, is the storage inside. He mentioned the exterior storage with the morgue. Inside, we have so much cabinet space. My kitchen that I'm not fond of, the pantry space is amazing. We've got this big drawer. We put our pots and pans in. We will be doing a full tour once we get everything complete. Right now, they're finishing up the solar, and I have a few organization things to work on still too, but there's more storage room in this than you have weight allowance for. You could easily go overweight in this if you're not careful, because I have that huge closet. I mean, there's just so much storage space.
Well, there it is, guys. So there's our 7 weeks in, 5 things we absolutely love and 5 things we don't love so much about our new truck camper that we are full-timing in now.
Yeah, so let us know what you think. Could you do this? Could you live in a truck camper? Are we just crazy? Or a little bit of both?
I think it's both. You guys could do it too, but we are crazy. But we're loving it. And well, she's getting used to some of it, and so am I, but for the most part, we are definitely loving this new truck camper. So if you're still here, guys, thanks for sticking around. We really appreciate it. If you don't mind, leave us a comment. We read and answer all of our comments. And if you're not subscribed yet, why not do it now? It's free, only takes you a couple of seconds, and we would really appreciate it. It helps our channel out a lot.
And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I've lost 106 pounds. That is in, now it's been 11 months since I've been on this program. And we love this program so much that we became health coaches. If you're interested in talking to us about losing weight, we have a free health assessment for you. You can message us and on Facebook or at the email right here, and we will get that health assessment to you, and we can chat about the plan, because we have several paths depending on your health and your goals. We can chat about what works for you.
Yep, there's also a link in the description for the form. If you just scroll down right below the description of the video, before you get to the Amazon links that are down there, you'll see it. It says something. It says about health. Start here for health or something like that. So look for that one, and you can click that, fill it out. It'll come right to us, guys. Thanks for sticking around again, And as always, Semper Fi.
And God bless.
Hello, I'm Mark, and I am the Country Life with Columbus Mark. Join us next time on Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.